Good morning, everyone. Today, before I start speaking, I'm going to be demonstrating a particular style of music called a cappella, where I'll only be using my voice and this TC Helicon Voice Live Touch 2, which basically will loop my voice to create a full arrangement. And the song that I'll be performing is my original composition called Moved by Stillness, and I wrote it while watching the sunrise. So I hope you guys can connect to it.
So halfway you are underneath the stars till the morning light finds you and you find yourself. The air is cold this time, but your soul is warm and bright. The ghosts of your past turn to dust. Colors possess me.
Okay, so I'm pretty much the same age as everybody, every student that's studying here. I'm just 22 years old, so I really don't think I'm in a place to really inspire you as of now, because I feel like we're all going through the same process in our life where we're going through this existential crisis where we're trying to figure out where we really stand, and we're looking for that defining moment to make us realize what we're supposed to be doing for the rest of our lives. But at least that's what's happening with me. But today I really want to talk about something that's just a thought, honestly. I just want to share my thoughts about something, and it's about what I call the power of listening. And now when I say listening, I'm talking about listening to music specifically. So why do we listen to music? Do we listen to music for ourselves, or do we listen to music for people? Do we listen to music with people? How is it? What is the process of an audience listening to music? How does it work? I also want to talk about the power that we as listeners have in the world of music today, and the responsibility that comes with it. Now, I completely understand that both the musician and the audience have a shared responsibility. If the musician is responsible to make sure that they capture the attention of the audience and make them believe that something is worth listening to, the audience also has a responsibility to respond. I mean, you can critique the song, you can appreciate it, you can hate it, whatever it is, whatever it takes, but there's this responsibility to respond. And I feel like once this shared responsibility is realized and understood, and this mutual respect is established, then I think music would be a really beautiful thing, and it would be really great. And I think both the musician and the audience can work together to create special musical experiences rather than for or against each other. And also, what role does music play in our lives, and how it's an integral and irreplaceable part of each and everyone's life in this world today. And whether we acknowledge it or whether we don't realize it, it's there, a part of our lives. It's a really big part of our lives. So I'd like to refer to one directed study that I came across. It's called Becoming a Popular Music Artist in the Digital Age by Nigel Franklin. So he basically says that music is an unusual product. Like every other good, like the other general goods, that they basically move up and down the supply and demand curve, and they acquire their value based on the tangible benefits that they yield for their consumers. So for example, if you're buying a car, you decide on the basis of its handling, its gas efficiency, its speed. But when it comes to music, there's no really quantifiable measure that decides what kind of music you listen to, what kind of show you buy tickets for, what kind of music you buffer on YouTube and listen to all day. There's no real answer to what will determine your individual preferences. So due to music's aesthetic nature, it's very difficult to find those intrinsic variables that shape our preferences in this world and shape our preferences in terms of music. So while some people might say that they prefer up-tempo music, they prefer music with spiritual lyrics, they prefer love ballads, a lot of people would just say they like a song. I mean, that's more than enough, honestly. You don't have to really give a reason to like a song, but that makes it that makes the whole process of consumer appreciation very unpredictable, and it poses a huge challenge to musicians. So as artists, we are dependent on the way the public receives our songs and albums, and since it's unpredictable, we find it hard to understand what kind of music that we'll have to make that will work. And there's no such thing as good or bad music, of course. Like, it's completely subjective. There's never going to be a right answer to what music is good and what music is bad. But what's very important to understand is people value music differently. And this is for all the artists out there to understand, because it takes a lot for me also to accept the fact that a lot of people will think my music is horrible. A lot of people will think it's lovely. I just have to get used to it, and I have to understand how people value music in this world. So while some people listen to it every day at multiple points on their headphones, a lot of people only listen to it during social gatherings with their friends. So, and some people listen to music that's conducive to dancing. And so basically people have different reasons to listen to music. And music plays a different role in everybody's lives. And now I want to talk about the concept of taste in music. So when people ask us what our taste in music is, it's like an interesting question, because even though the word taste is supposed to imply personal, I feel like it's becoming more and more impersonal by the day, because we're exposed to the same songs everywhere that we go. And sometimes I doubt that like a lot of us might lose our ability to have a taste in music because of that, because we're constantly exposed to the same songs. And I mean, how do we find it in ourselves to be able to decide what kind of music we truly enjoy? And I feel like we're programmed to like certain kinds of music. I mean, the number one hits that are playing everywhere nowadays, like everywhere we go to like a restaurant, a club, a kitty party, everywhere we go, we hear the same kind of songs, and they kind of become a part of our system. Like we kind of become conditioned to like them. Like if we hear the beginning of a phrase of a really popular song, be it Honey Singh, be it anybody, we kind of feel the need to complete it, which is what happens when we're at a party and the DJ plays a song. We have this, like all of us have it, like we have this inner need to complete the phrase, to sing the whole song, to hear the song till the end. I mean, even if we hate it, even if our logical brain, our musical brain, everything that we believe in and stand for tells us to hate the song, there's something within us that just conditions us to like it. And this is where I want to draw the line between a number one hit and a personal favorite. I just urge people to like have a favorite, and I feel like each and every, like the number of songs that are made nowadays are infinite. Like every day a song is being made. Like at this very moment as we talk, I'm sure a lot of people are creating new music. And each and every song has the potential of being a favorite for anybody sitting here. So I really think that if we seek out and we try to reach out to a lot of more music, it'll change our lives. It'll really, I mean, you don't really have to be interested in music as, like you might not be a musician at all, but music can play a really major part. It has changed me a lot. Like everything that I am, I believe, is an accumulation of all the music that I've heard in my life up until now. Everything that I've been able to do is just a combination of all the songs I've heard, all the artists I've been following, and not just as a musician. Right now I'm talking as a person. The way I've evolved as a human being is because of the lyrics I've been hearing over the years. And it's interesting how sometimes I relate to a musician, a songwriter, more than I relate to anybody who's a part of my life right now. Someone who I meet every day, sometimes more than my parents, sometimes more than my friends, So I feel like if we all find that one favorite song, that, one favorite album that we can really relate to. I mean, I'm not saying that we don't do that, but that's like this whole overexposure to a lot of hits that basically have these recurring lyrical themes over the years. Like, I mean, it started with Revolution, then it went to Heartbreak, and now it's pretty much like butts. Like every other song that you hear is about butts. And I mean, there's nothing against it. I have my Nicki Minaj moments as well, but I mean, it'll just be nice to, try and just block it out of the way sometimes and try and hear music that we really, if that's what we enjoy, then great, but we should. Then there's another concept of guilty pleasure that comes in, right? Some songs are like our guilty pleasures. I honestly don't see the point in that either, because I don't think we should be guilty about liking any song in the world. I mean, it's a matter of taste by the end of it. And why is it that when we're at a party, the person who's in charge of the music is so under pressure? Like, why is it that everybody is judging him or her when they're changing the songs? Why is it that when we're asked what kind of music we really enjoy, we feel really under pressure, and we sometimes adapt our answer to the presumed taste of the person asking the question? So this is all, by the way, I don't have any answers today. Like, this is just a thought that occurred to me recently, and I wanted to talk to people about it, and this is what I'm doing right now. And it's just that, like, I just wish that we all have a taste in music. Like, we all go back home and we have those songs that we listen to without any social convention, without any pressure of, like just a song that we find a little bit of ourselves in, because that can really help you evolve as a person, help you relate to something that you never thought you would, and help you feel things you never thought you would feel. And then there's a difference between getting hooked onto a song and truly loving a song. You know, sometimes they're not mutually exclusive at all. They can totally be, your favorite song could be a song that you're hooked onto. It could be your number one hit. But I just wish that we are honest and proud of our choices as listeners. And sometimes we tend to forget how codependent we are, like the artist and the audience. They're so codependent. They can't exist without each other at all. Like, we as artists need something to write about. We need people to talk about. We need an audience to listen to our music. And listeners need music. Everywhere we go, every product that we use has an ad. Every ad that we see has music behind it. Everywhere we go has music. Every sound that we hear is music in a lot of ways. So I just hope that, I think music has infinite possibilities. I think it's a very powerful form of art. And I think if the audience and the artists work together to create really special musical experiences, the possibilities would be infinite. And yeah, I really hope for that someday. And that would be, listening is my key to infinity, and it'll always be. And I hope that it can be the same for a lot of people. Thank you.